And welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, where we're still trying to help our dupes to survive. As a quick reminder, we're currently mining out a couple of caustic biomes, a swamp biome over here. I'm thinking about doing something with this vent at some point, this geyser. We have some fish we may do something with soon. And we're starting to tunnel towards this water to move it around a bit. So keeping ourselves very, very occupied. Keeping all the dupes nice and busy. Okay, so our mushroom farm is now starting to pull its weight a bit, and hopefully we'll soon have some fried mushrooms to eat. Down here our coal generation is still going absolutely fine. We have had a few accidents, including one unfortunate death from not taking care over where we were mining out and making sure we're building enough ladders to get people around. Now, this little area here that I've created is for more power generation, but again using manual power to keep this section going. Because once we're up here, so we're already starting to start pumping in. Because I want to make sure we can keep these batteries as full as possible. Let's turn that on. Definitely want that oxygen diffuser running. It's clearly accidentally wired it into the same automation wiring that I had for the gas pump. So let's get that going. So now I just need some algae, which we should still have plenty of. Have a quick look over here. Organic algae. Oh, not that much algae. Need to worry more about algae. So, brief detour to sort out some algae. Hopefully there's some over here we can grab relatively easily. And we can grab that without getting too close to the swamp biome over here, which I'm still trying to steer clear of for the moment. Not currently doing research, so best get some of that going again. But we really have hit the point now where I've got all the research I need for the foreseeable future. Now I will confess some of these techs are newer than last time I actually played this game seriously. Feels like there have been some updates. A quick look round. Germ sensing sounds useful, so we'll grab that. Lacking. Oh, we'll grab. Oh, we'll need that soon. That's liquid tuning, which will help us with temperatures. And I suppose if we are running out of algae, it's time to start looking at creating oxygen in a different way. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. There are still sources of algae around which we can grab, especially as we move through the swamp biomes. There's another nice big source here we can grab. As before, temporary ladders, which I'll get rid of as and when they are no longer required. So that's now pumping away, making this area much easier to work in. Skills. I'm going to grab mechatronics because we want to do some really clever automation stuff, then we'll need that. Speaking of mechatronics, an auto sweeper is the next thing to add to our coal supply. Now it does need some mechatronics to build it. But what it will allow is automatic refilling of the coal plants from the storage bin, as long as there's something in that. So our award seeds appeared from somewhere. That's nice. Ah, of course, because that's now taking the place of where the water seed was. We need to move that over a little bit, if we can, which we can't. Okay, that's fine. Just means we need to move up a little bit. So I'll get some on there to dig out, and then I'm going to build up this room just a little bit taller. I'm going to replant that, because I do like having something to cool this area a little bit. Eventually we'll get into the ice biome over here and be able to collect far more of those to control heat elsewhere as well. Right, algae collected, that'll keep us going a bit longer. grab the oxalate, since we are starting to worry a little bit more about our oxygen levels in the near future. Right, I think we're going to remove these as well, because they're using up more algae than we really need to. They're very algae intensive. And let's tidy up around here. You may recall the reason for this is because we want the hydrogen atmosphere in here, so they're not a polluted oxygen one. Let's put a deodorizer in there, and once we build up here, we will have another source of hydrogen to grab hold of. In order to get them shearable. So we'll just take a moment to increase the amount of food available for the Dracos. Okay, so over here, let's put another door in just so people can access this level. Careful to destroy these two at a time, so that people can still get to what they need to. Oh, more fungal spores, excellent. So we can get more mushrooms planted. Oh, we have an achievement. What's that? We've hatched a new critter from an egg. I'm kind of surprised that that's the first time that's happened. Yeah, critters, Dracos, hatches. So nothing unexpected. Another source of algae just located here, so I'm going to mine that out ready. And as so often, basically just waiting for things to happen. Alright, there we go. So, insulated tiles again. Not sure why the last one didn't build there. Now, the reason for another 2 coal plants here is that currently our coal power station is running absolutely fine. It's keeping us well equipped with power. But as we can see from the level of this smart battery, that's not going to last forever now. So this is an expansion ready for when it's needed. And that one ladder is enough to let people move backwards and forwards between those upper 2 shelves. Now, I'm not going to bother wiring those in yet. In fact, I'm going to disable the buildings for now, because we're not quite at the point where we need these extra 2 coal generators yet, but I may as well get them in while we can. I'm going to do the same with this one on the left once it's built. Again, disable building. Now we can build our auto sweeper. Which needs 200 kilos of copper, which we have, that's fine. It needs power, but we're in a power station, that's not a problem. And now that little device will provide all 4 coal plants with coal from the storage bin as and when it's required. And our peeps should never have to go down there to worry about that again. That's that done. Those are growing. Mushrooms are still coming along. We're finally making some fried mushrooms. Oh, apparently we can make some omelets as well. And it's new blueprint time. Bristleberries. There we go. So you go to the sweeper. As they get empty, automatically went to the storage bin to get more, and the dupes just now have to worry about keeping the storage bin full. Later we'll get to the point where we don't even need to do that because we'll have conveyor belts to bring the coal into here as well. Then we can lock this area and largely ignore it. Where are we with everything else? We're getting there on this direction, taking a while. We're almost here. Also taking a surprisingly long time. These will be starting to fill up now because our clean reservoir is pretty full. Though it looks like everything is still getting the water it needs, so that's grand. Finally, we're here. There's a cut through. Now, I'm not too worried about the aesthetics of this area at this point, so I'm happily just running the wire as needed. More complicated is going to be actually pumping the water out back. Because we don't want to get it mixed into all of this water. I do want to drop it in our reservoir over here. So let's put some bridges in, ready. It's going to have quite the journey. But if we are going to start moving towards electrolysis for making more of our oxygen, we're going to need lots of water. Also time to look at setting up a new industry, because we're going to need atmo-suits soon. You will need an exosuit forge. Also looking at that, we're going to need more copper. Though my iron is actually more... I've got far more iron now than I do copper, so I'm going to make some iron instead, which will be good enough. Now, we're going to need the suits when we do break into here for the steam vent. So we're finally making some progress in this direction. Oh no, don't want to do that. Don't want to let this salt water out. Nope, we have more mushrooms. So we're almost good to go over here. Just a little bit more piping needed. Poker shells are one of the reasons I'm not going into this area yet. This new biome where we do find useful stuff like granite, sedimentary rocks, good stuff, more bleach stone, and salt water, and water weeds. You also find lettuces in these kind of areas, but that thing is not pleasant. You bring up the database on them. They eat polluted dirt, excrete sand, all very well, but they are aggressive. Which makes them quite dangerous to approach. And reject all of that. Skills, skills, skills. New another mechatronics. Our exosuit forge is ready. So I'm going to build 2 atmo-suits ready for when we need them. In this case, using iron. And they also take some reed fibre, which we have some of from our shearing operation before we ran out of hydrogen at least. I'm not liking the mixture of gases I'm getting in the Dreco Ranch right now. So I'm thinking it might be time to clear that out a little bit. Now before I give that power, I'm going to sort out the gas for it. I'm actually going to allow oxygen to stay and just take everything else. And if we have any hydrogen, then I will also let that stay. Don't have a lot of room, but we can make it work. Actually, it's going to be very difficult to make work in this space. No, not that. Let's get rid of that for a minute and create ourselves a bit more room. So I want to keep oxygen and I want to keep hydrogen once we have some. I think the best way to do that is actually going to be that way, yes. So I'll get rid of that pipe. I'm actually going to join this back up to this pipe work over here, because that's already taking care of some filtering for me. That, of course, all needs power. Everything needs power. And that's going to keep oxygen, and that one's going to keep hydrogen in here, and it gets rid of anything else like all this carbon dioxide. And finally, of course, but I forgot, connect all that up. Power issues. Maybe drawing too much off the circuit. I shouldn't really need this anymore. So let's get rid of it. I think I've just destroyed the wrong thing. Indeed. Let's put a high priority on that. And then clean up the water. Because we don't want wet feet where we're working. Always annoying when that happens. Okay, up here we've finally broken through. So more gas pumping up this way. One up here. One in here. Again, obviously they're going to need power. And they're going to need pipe work. Which can just go into the existing pipework for the most part. This matter is resolving itself happily now. This is getting nice and full again. Over here I'm going to set up a similar system to what we had down here for the top two coal generators. We're getting to the point now that smart generator isn't staying as full as I would like. Obviously we'll need some automation wire as well. I'm also going to take a moment to replace some of the wire in here with conductive wire, because it looks like this is struggling under its load. Conductive wire uses actual metal rather than metal ore, but it allows far greater current to go through. Now we'll need to make some more copper. Oh, food poisoning. Where's that come from? Eating germ-covered water. Well, we have medicine for that, thankfully. Though, speaking of which, medicine, give us a tablet of 6 of them. May as well make a few more. Hopefully we'll soon have more hydrogen. No wonder that's not happening. No one can reach us through the necessary digging. And yes, we now have some hydrogen again. So let's start pumping it in. And let's turn that off now because everything's looking happier in that area, in that room for the moment. And there we go. We're starting to get a more hydrogen atmosphere again now. And once we have some more, we can turn that on again. Food supply is looking a little low, so let's just quickly make some more. Okay, back over here again briefly, where we are starting to develop a nice little reservoir of polluted water. Okay, everything tipping along happily now. Going to interrupt this pipe work a little because we're collecting a lot of oxygen, which we don't want to be moving really. Stick a gas filter in. Someone's got slime lung, but thankfully we have a way to treat that now. Yes, this polluted oxygen down here is an issue. Eventually the deodorizers will sort it out, but that's going to take a long time. It looks like this has gotten everything useful it's going to out of this area. So it may as well be turned off. In fact, is that what? That's what that switch is for. So I can cancel that command and just use the switch we set up instead. Much easier. And dig down here a bit, because what I really want, I don't want the polluted water pool over here, I want it over here where we have lots of space to play with. We have something else called slime lung. I'm trying to perhaps do a little more about this oxygen. Okay, that's been nearly an hour. So for the sake of attention spans, I'll call it a halt at this point. We've not done a huge amount today. We've made some progress in some important areas, like getting more of the gases we need. We've finished digging out this area. We've made our first couple of atmo-suits ready for when we need them. We've started moving this water around. It's been mainly maintenance, but it's been important maintenance. We've kept things going. We're almost ready down here to move into the geyser. It's taking some time. We've expanded our coal plant and added a bit of automation there to make it so our dupes don't need to worry quite so much about keeping it full. If you are enjoying the series, do please remember to like, subscribe, share, and I'll speak to you again next time. Bye.